Hey everyone, my name is Chris, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And I wanted to give a little update on Donda. We don't have much, just some little odds and ends, but there is some expectation in the fan base that maybe the album comes out tonight. Why? It's been a week and there hasn't been a new date. And because most new music, all new music almost, is released like Thursday midnight, Friday, people are just kind of looking at this as the next potential date. Did it come out on Saturday? Did it come out on Sunday? So of course Kanye would wait for the next, weekend drop. Who knows, right? There's nothing confirmed at this point. It could surprise us. It could come out the week after that, or Yandi us. We'll see. But let's look over some of the information that we do have. Casey Pluto had been in Wyoming for the last week and some change, working on Donda. And he had been posting information and then sometimes deleting it and liking things and unliking things and just kind of giving fans some inside info while also kind of not. But you can see here that there's this photo of him with the rocket ship and then the prayer hands, and it looks like he is on an airplane. So that would point to the fact that his work on the project is done and he's heading home, I think is one way to read this, in which case that would seem that Donda is further along, right? I don't think scrapped altogether, but further along. And part of the reason, we'll get into more of the reasons why, like this. Yeah, this is it. I wasn't sure where the tab was. Rick Rubin. So Rick Rubin is one of the best executive producers of all time, right? He's worked with artists of every genre, has had countless hits. Famously with Kanye, he came in and helped Kanye finish Yeezus. Though the reports of that tend to say that like Kanye had Yeezus, Rick Rubin came in and stripped it down and made it what it is. But as Rick Rubin talks about Yeezus, he says that it was actually Kanye that was saying, I want to take this as minimal as we can go with it. So you go through and strip out everything, and was even telling Rick like more, like take it down further, like minimal, like more minimal than what it even is at this point. So I know there were some people that saw Rick Rubin out in Wyoming and being like, oh no, he's going to tear down the track list, et cetera, et cetera. And while he is a guy that's into minimalism, I do think it's still up to Kanye, right? Like Rubin has worked on enough projects that he can work with what the artist is looking to do. So just the fact that he's in Wyoming, and it seems that he got there on Sunday, which would give enough time for him to have some input heading into, say, a Friday release like tonight's, but also might point to the fact that they're still finishing up some of the more formal elements of the music before getting into the mixing and mastering, which can still take, another handful of days, which could put us into the next week period. But Ruben being there is kind of a big deal, and just kind of goes with a lot of the build of this album, as it seems that Kanye is getting like some of the old crew back together, but also bringing in these new voices, like having Bieber potentially be on the album, like formally, while also having Little Baby on it, like wild. And then there's Patrick Toussaint's, and you can see there was this post on Yandi Leaks a few days ago saying that he's in Cody, Wyoming with Boo as well. And it seems like Patrick had encounters with Kanye before, if I remember the info correctly, which, great Kanye source here, but it's that he was with Pharrell and ended up overlapping with Kanye on the Glow in the Dark tour back in 2007. And he's also into fashion music, but it seems like he's been in Kanye's circle in the past. Not like Kanye's immediate circle, but had been around Kanye in the past, and not much overlap in the recent years. But here he is out of Wyoming with Boo. And you had some people saying he's followed by Boo, Casey Pluto, and Saint Driptopher. Saint Driptopher. Never said that out loud before. It's weird. And saying that it may just be part of Boo's crew, might not mean anything, just another person we know is at the ranch. And he had some tweets that were more informative than not informative. Like you can see here, Cody, Wyoming, and the ATVs, maybe the infamous ATV after the picture of Kanye riding off on one, right? And then Running with Boo in Wyoming, and it's about to get real successful around here, right? And then this picture out in Wyoming, you can even see like the Yeezys on at the bottom. So there were people speculating like he also has inside information, but there were a few pictures that he posted like albums done kind of thing and had people asleep on the plane, but the picture was from 2019. So there was this tension of, is he using the photo just to capture the vibe of the moment and the information is good, or is he just kind of trolling? So I think there was a little bit of backlash to Pat and the information he was providing, and so he was getting labeled as a clout chaser. I think because he went on Instagram and was asking for like 150 comments, then 100,000 follows, that kind of thing. But the information that he had given, you can see, was Grand Theft Auto. Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 420. Said so far, here's what he said. Ty Dollar Hurricane feature, Sway Lee feature, 8720, which could either be for Donda or his own album. Is he taking advantage of the spotlight on his account to promote his own music, or is this Donda info? And then Rick Rubin been helping with Donda. So just some insight that he provided, which you can take or leave, just part of the chaos of the moment. And then, this was the picture here. Mood when you finish your album, Donda. And everybody thought that this was like a picture from the moment, but it's not. This was the old photo. You can see the potentially misleading label here. And that's it for Pat and the information he had. But then there was this that came out just 27 minutes ago, or a little longer at this point. It said the original Instagram post was deleted after a Kanye Stan account found it and commented on it. Was not me. Just know that 2 producers have landed in Cody, one of which has worked with Lil Wayne. This kills the theory that everyone has been booted out of Wyoming. So that's the other thing. If there's still producers coming in to do touch-ups on songs, we know with Yeezus that Kanye was putting lyrics to it and like laying verses within like the hour that it needed to be sent to Def Jam to release. And he was working up to the minute. So just the fact that there are producers that got to Cody right now and could be working on it, they're still a couple hours behind us. Kanye doesn't necessarily try to make the midnight drop, right? Like Ye, Kids See Ghost, and Jesus is King, even The Life of Pablo, none of them released at midnight. So at this point, I wouldn't quite look right to that time, but also this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be another week until we hear this stuff. Even with Jesus is King, the album dropped and then Kanye went back and kind of remastered some things, changed some vocals. Same thing with The Life of Pablo, right? So does this mean that it's going to be another week as they're still touching up music and bringing in people? Or is this just final touches and we're still good to drop within the next 24 hours kind of thing, or within the next 48 hours? I wish I knew, but at the same time, it's at least exciting that I feel like in the aftermath of Yandhi and Yandhi not getting released, we didn't really see that much movement on it. Like Kanye went to Africa, right? And we heard him playing some music and doing some things, but it didn't feel like there was other personnel, at least to me at the time and from my memory of it, other personnel really doing much with the record. Where this, you have Rick Rubin, you have these people flying in and out. It still feels like there's that vitality and force that this thing is moving along and will get finished and will get released. So that's all the update that we have today. I just have some other stuff I'm going to talk about in another video. But if you have any more information, have any questions, thoughts, concerns, leave them in the comments. And if you want to support the channel, the easiest way is liking, subscribing, and commenting. Those things tell YouTube that people enjoy this, as I knock my desk. And then they show it to more people, which is very helpful. We also have our Patreon, and it has the thing we're most well known for, which is our line-by-line lyrical analyses of Kanye's entire discography. Solo studio albums as well as Kids See Ghost. So we've gone over every song, revealing theme, narrative, like all these thoughts yeah, thoughts on on those albums. So if you want to have a deeper appreciation for Kanye's discography and learn some things about songs and albums you may already love or want to be convinced to love, then the Patreon's for you, just $5 a month. And you can follow us on Twitter at Kanye Podcast. I also write novels, and my second book just came out recently, which there's an Amazon link in the description if you want to read my work. Otherwise, I'll be back with another video soon. Until the next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.